trio for both these teams. But first, it's got to be the ADCs, because that is what we do in the LPL. It is Jinx first pick for JDG. They're not letting it go through this time.
There was a little part of me that wanted to see the first pick Shen when it was hovered, but that would have been really bad. So on the upside, TT options here. Ekram maybe. Lee Sin is off the board, so maybe you go towards the Xin Zhao instead for Chieftain. You imagine the Aphelios is going to come through at some stage. I still would love to see Yagao go back towards the Ahri. I really liked him on the Ahri in this last series. I think it fit really well, especially when you're looking at Ryze, Victor off the board. The TF may be an option for Yagao, but certainly Ahri kind of rhymes as the premier role champion.
And I still wonder why the Syndra Prio for Yagao is there, because I do feel like, you know, you want something mobile, you want something that can go in with Chieftain on the Lee Sin. This time, not the same shtick for Chieftain as that Lee Sin was banned away. You do get the Xin Zhao though, a lot more utility, at least in terms of team fighting potential in the late game.
Yeah, and just good skirmishing. So usually we see the volley bear as an answer here, just to be like, hey, I can kind of match this early skirmishing with the press the attack volley bear, but we'll have to see if that's going to be the game plan. TK covered here for missing.
Let's go!
Oh,
I love TK and LPL.
This is how I know you're an AD carry, because you love Tahm Kench. And you're like, yeah, let's go. I could play like an absolute baboon and still be safe. This is fine.
You're telling me I get Gale Force and somebody who can save my life? Come on. Like, I can't get better than that. We do get the Graves locked in for JDG as their final pick of the first phase. Thresh, the steal from TT for SouthWind.
I kind of like teams that are starting to leave this jungle pick to the second rotation. It feels like there's still just so many options available in the pool at the moment. Like, you haven't even seen the Viego ban come through for Kanavi, which may come through here. And we've seen that it come out a little bit against things like the Xin Zhao. I mean, Hekram's still available. Volley, Jarvan, even something like a Trundle, which works the counter to Chieftain. I just like the teams that kind of figured out, hey, look, we can actually just go away from needing to prioritize these junglers because there's so many options. The only thing I would be worried about is when you do just lock in this Graves blind. There is Tryndamere in the... Oh, well, Tryndamere does exist in the game, but he's banned away. The Jace banned away now from TT. It feels like that would be something that TT wanted to pick up for themselves, but maybe we end up seeing something like, as we saw in the last one, the Gnar can come through. Gragas can work relatively well for New in that top side as well, if that's something that he wants to go to. Even things like the Camille, the top side for New could work out.
So I guess, you know, TT thinking this time around, the Graves going to go to Kanavi with those final bans. Do like that Ahri ban joined in there. It is the same second phase bans for JDG, though, as they ban away the Galio TF. A lot of that mobility gone from the mid lane. Love the Gnar, been shining in priority, but this one would be awesome to get. We're not going to talk about it just yet. It's the elephant in the room. I know. It's like, please. But, you know, TT leaving that one open, you were saying, you know, a lot of bans that do go to Zoe are towards Yagao. And so far, it looks like we just get the Zoe. Let's go.
Toothpaste, give me that minty fresh Zoe. That's exactly what I needed in my life. Yagao, bringing out the Zoe. For anyone who doesn't know, Yagao does translate to toothpaste.
We made a really great graphic last split that was just him with like a giant toothpaste and brush. It was so great.
Beautiful. But again, I love this. I think you've got super long range here on JDG's side. Now with the Tahm Kench for safety, you've got the Trundle here as well to try and like kite back away from what TT have. So you do have options here for JDG to try and play at range and kind of leave 369 off to his own shenanigans in that top side of the map. So I do expect JDG to put some early pressure towards 369, try and get this Graves at lead, and then try and play through the long range that they have in the Jinx and the Zoe. Look for these early dragons, kind of the standard JDG playstyle. For TTT. Trouble in Terrorist Town, we're going to see the Gnar picked up in that top side alongside the LeBlanc, so definitely a lot of threat here. And at least the LeBlanc does give you some options to try and like jump in, find a chain, lock someone up. But the single target CC that I'm basically seeing on like the bottom half of the map here for TT makes it super easy for Missing to kind of answer that. So I'm a little bit worried that TT don't have enough tools here to kind of close the gap onto JD.
I will say though, this is what I wanted in game one. With the Lee Sin, I wanted the LeBlanc combo with Yagao. This time around, it's the Xin Zhao LeBlanc for the mid lane jungle duo of TT. See if they can kind of turn around that first game performance. But as you were kind of mentioning too, some interesting pieces, a lot of execution needed from the mid lane in the early game, But I still see that single target CC, and I see poor little Zoe for Yagao. And I want to see if SouthWind can get on the roam timers and put a lot of pressure into this mid lane. Because if TT can get that pressure in the mid lane, it unlocks so much more for them across the board.
I really feel for JDG, it is kind of trying to establish themselves in the early game. When you're running these low CC compositions, if you start to fall behind, you do struggle significantly. Because you just can't find the picks that you need to get back in, or at least it's very difficult to do so. Even the two carries that you have, Zoe and Jinx, suck from behind. Jinx, because she's auto attack based and she does bugger all. You've got Zoe who's not able to do very much either because she wants to play at long range, but you tend to, when you fall behind, have teams in on top of you. So it all just starts to fall off. So for JDG, we'd have to see what Kanavi can get up to in the early stages.
Speaking of early stages, JDG, we're about to get a scuffle here. Kanavi's going to walk straight in, and they just leave him out to dry. Kanavi with the 3-man knockup, and now they still are full forward as JDG. Yagao flashing over the wall here. I don't know if they have the distance. One more auto. Yagao gets the kill return, but first blood did go to TT. Yukao in some trouble now, has to flash away. This is chaos, and this is where we thrive. SouthWind hits the death sentence, but they will not follow it up. That's enough blood for early.
All right, give Missing the MVP already. Triple knock up in the bush initially, then he gets the knock up on Yukao. It's the only saving grace there for JDG, because I genuinely got worried when I just saw Kanavi kind of getting dumpstered in the first few seconds. But even in the 4 versus 5, JDG able to get some back for themselves. And now SouthWind, nice ward on towards the red, so we'll spot out where Kanavi's going to be.
I just want to hear the communication there. It's like sending out like a little pawn or like a minion to go like test the landmines for you. It's like, hey, there's nothing wrong out there. Just go step out there and see what happens.
Yeah, and then like that starts out, and then from then on it's just the entire way through it. Everyone's just like, what are we doing? Just kill him, kill him, kill him. Like, it's just, but either way, 1 for 1. Kill going towards the LeBlanc is actually a little bit more of an issue for JDG, but at least for Yagao, he did get the response kill. The only problem is he didn't get a chance to reset first. If you look at Yukao actually got to back off the Doran's ring, and now is set up with the corrupting pot as well. So it gives a lot of control to Yukao in this lane, and that's going to be a bit of an issue here for Yagao. But we'll see it here. Kanavi spots Chieftain and thinks he's fine and just walk on in, but TT, nice setup, but this knockup from Missing was gorgeous. And even you can see, you know, flash in from 369 to follow up against the line across all those members. That's where those health bars disappeared to.
Big plays early on. Missing just coming off his MVP performance last game. As JDG trading heavily with the TT bottom lane themselves. We'll see pinks from Kanavi on the top side of the map towards this mid lane. But it is still just farming session galore, at least both these herbivore junglers in the second game.
Yeah, I mean, at least for Kanavi, the path team makes the most sense here. You just do the solo camp system. Clear them super quickly, you boomerang back down towards the bot side and get a few levels in you before you try and tackle these multi-spawn camps. The big issue, though, as I look towards Yukao in the mid lane, is that Chieftain wants to follow up here.
Becomes lightning, does connect, but nothing else will follow onto Yagao as he gets away from that gank. Still no flash, so they definitely want to try to punish that one. Speaking of punish, Missing, taking a death sentence to the face as well as the play. About half his health bar taken out.
Chieftain is a little bit behind in the clear, though, because he was the one that got evaded and also kind of had that later back with no real help on the clear. He hasn't been having the best of times, so now only going back into the jungle after clearing Puff was.
Oh, Missing in some trouble. Puff, though, walks right into the Trundle, and there's the second kill for JDG as Missing barely makes it out alive. It's 2-1 now, but they're trying to make it 3-1 under tower. Kanavi just buying some time here. SouthWind, it's like watching fish circle in a barrel. You got a shotgun ready to go. Kanavi makes it out alive.
Really nice job from Kanavi, just spotting that they'd already taken a lot of damage off of the TT bot side. And I would argue that is probably the easiest gank I've ever seen in my life for Kanavi. Like, you're going to just see it here. Hope and Missing do all the work here. SouthWind, nice attempt to make the play, even kind of predicting where the flash was going to be, but we're not been able to get onto Hope. And then here, like, I mean, don't mind if I do. The point and click Q is all I need.
Literally can see the thought process going down. Meanwhile, it was a gank at top for Chieftain. It's about to end up in tragedy for TT. The shotgun shot blocked by the minions. The Winions are winning the top side. Chieftain gets the kill back.
Oh, the triumph as well means that Yagao can't finish him off. 369 couldn't bullet curve any of those shots. And it will actually be New who gets the kill alongside Chieftain.
Oh my God, they're coming back to bot lane. This is what we set up at the beginning of the night, though. Kanavi going towards this bottom lane, trying to get things started. Missing, gets hooked on the backside of it, but nothing else going to come of it. Just a gank from Kanavi as he starts his back.
369 rotating mid though, just to catch this wave off the TP because Yagao had gone up top side. So just in a minute, as Yagao will get the crash here in the wave, we'll actually start to see these two reset into their respective lanes. But the problem is Yukal already getting a good chunk of damage on towards 369 isn't going to bode well for him, although it does have the lifesteal Chieftain spotted out by a great ward. Hope and Missing shouldn't have any issues dealing with this.
You'd hope so, but hey, we are in the LPL.
I chose my words wisely.
Yeah. Hey, you realize you're big brain enough. Chieftain does start up the dragon, though. No response from JDG. And this one, as priority in the bot lane, does give them the freebie here. So first dragon of the game picked up by TT in typical fashion of JDG, though.
Navi, though, wanted to try and contest this.
Oh.
Swings his axe or his path the wrong way.
Oh my God, there's no way he gets it. Oh, it's tragedy. Oh my God. All right, well, you tried. Best laid plans of mice and men, Chieftain. That's all I got to say about that one.
This is why we see Yagao Zoe banned away. Like, think about your last game. Think about every other game you've seen from Yagao. And he's like, I'm going to stay in mid. This is my lane. Leave me alone. This is where I want to be. This is my angsty teenage bedroom where I'm going to stay. And you're not going to get me out of here, mom and dad. But the second he gets this Zoe, he's all over the joint.
369 brutally taken down under tower by Yukal. It's just too clean right there. Meanwhile, Kanavi has to flash over the wall. We are just in chaos territory right now, Dagda.
Yeah, SouthWind moving across to work with Chieftain means that Kanavi expects trouble on the top side of the map, but doesn't read that Chieftain's actually worked his way back down bot side here. A lot of that, honestly, it's just kind of Chieftain's not really pathing very well. You can see he's very far behind in CS at the moment. Hasn't been exactly the most efficient. But Yagao here, now to just bully him off even more.
He has the smite now, too. Oh, no. Let's see if anything else connects. Beautiful abyssal dive, and SouthWind burning to death. Dark Passage helping out a little bit more with the shield, though. Does not get hit by the zap, and now Yukal's here. JDG needed to back away. They do not have the blast cone here, but Chieftain on the flank will not be able to do anything at this point. The Sleep Trouble Bubble does not connect, and Missing going forward, gonna get rooted down. They realize they need to cut their losses as 5 members of TT have shown up.
JDG trying to play the numbers game there. If you throw enough CC in a general direction, maybe one of them lands and you can follow up. It worked the first time where they eventually got the third bit of CC to land on SouthWind. The second time they try and go for that same ploy, doesn't quite work out as Missy just plonks himself into several members. So a little bit messy from JDG, a little bit uncoordinated, I will say, but all said and done, does give some gold back to TT, does give some much needed golden experience back to Chieftain as well, who kind of needed to play catch up. So it's kind of getting TT back into position.
And position is going to be important. Speaking of, Yukal in the wrong position here, as Missing on his heels, but it will be just the clone that gets them out. Yagao missing the paddle star there at the end.
Still though, Yukal in a bit of trouble now, will be forced to reset. So maybe we get to see Yagao again moving out onto the map, especially as you look towards like that top side. Slow push building up here for 369. Maybe that's where JDG want to try and put their flag, especially with Rift Herald.
And that's what I was going to say is like, I wonder if we get that same kind of priority from JDG around the Rift Heralds, right? They got both of them last time, both used to great extent. I believe it was double charge in mid and double charge in top side as well. And that's just, ideation of great macro play in terms of knowing how to utilize your resources. And see a little bit more of that for JDG in this game would behoove them, I feel like, especially because TT have already shown their propensity to taking aggression, the name of the game here, as they've taken a 2v1 at the top side now twice potentially if Chieftain wants to go for this one.
Yeah, new nerdy Mega Gnar though
Yagao gets pushed into the wall. Maybe it's just a solo kill, but here comes Kanavi as well. 369 flashing away, collateral damage. No way! There's the damage, though, from New, and he turns it back around, gets the trade. Yukao here against Kanavi. He will be rooted down, but Yukao has to back away because Yagao is right around the corner.
Yeah, Yagao with the portal forward, but not able to connect with the triple bubble. Still, though, you got the kill on towards Chieftain, and that means that Kanavi's uncontested on this Herald. Yagao finds Yukao.
And Kanavi is 4-1 right now. Speaking of the 1v1, though, as you were saying, a lot of abilities missed by Yagao. He's like, Kanavi, I might need your help here.
Yeah, Yagao not able to connect, and Yukao pretty damn strong. I mean, already has that lost chapter in his back pocket, so definitely going to hurt, and Yagao unfortunately realizes that, but it's all going to be well for the JDG camp. Just here, 369. Trying to bait for Kanavi, knew that Kanavi was there, and even has the blast cone to get over the wall, but I don't think they were expecting Chieftain to show up there as well, so even nice damage from 369, but just not enough to be able to keep him safe against him.
It was close, though. I will say I'm surprised that 369 survived that long. But hey, he does not survive at all in the end and gets taken out by New. Luckily, they were able to pull that one back. I do want to check in, though. I believe we're just about to hit those first item spikes across the board as well, as Kanavi coming down towards bot lane right when the dragon spawns to make sure they have priority down here.
And give a little bit more gold over towards Hope, it feels like as well. You could either use that Rift Herald mid or even just blonk it down the bot side, but feels like mid may be the call as Chieftain spots out Kanavi in the bush. You thinking of starting to move down towards this dragon as well, but I feel like for TT, maybe just trying to see if you can make the play elsewhere on the map is your best answer. Like, a second dragon going to JDG at this stage isn't the end of the world, and you really need to get some more gold in your pocket.
Does look like JDG will be looking for their second dragon of the game, as pathing for Chieftain just headed top. They have no priority in bottom lane, and this will be 2 in a row for JDG, as their primary win condition, it feels like, has been in the past the dragon stacking, and here in game 2 it is alive and well. JDG
now will start to teeter down towards the bot side. Reset from Puff means they have the opportunity if they want to use that Rift Herald, but thinking twice of it as Kanavi actually starts to move back in towards his own jungle. Yu, though, getting a bit of free time on this top lane turret will give him a bit of a gold advantage as well. You can already see he's sitting about 700 gold up, so New getting the good side of this counter matchup and also having that cool still to go as well. This Gnar is going to be kind of terrifying, to be perfectly honest, and looks like he's even going for maybe a Stridebreaker build. Could be the Gore Drinker, but looking to help close the distance onto this long-range JDG.
And I obviously want to see the influence later on, how that kind of goes as we go over that 15-16 minute mark and go into late game, team fights especially. New's influence with the Gnar ultis are going to be so crucial, but those are going to have to be calculated, right? It's about the execution with those, where 369 literally is just a man with a gun that has to walk up into your face. And me speaking of man with a gun versus tiny monster child, New will not have Gnar just yet.
How dare you? Gnar is a prehistoric Yordle that belongs, well, I was going to say in a museum, but he doesn't really.
I was going to say that. So. I feel like that's worse to put him in a museum.
Yeah, I take that back. I'm the bad guy here. Get me onto that Reddit. Get me onto that subreddit.
Let's do it. If somebody please. I want to see this post afterwards. Rift Herald, though, not going to get anything off there because of TT's response.
No, just able to walk away, but still nice answer here from TT as JDG now start to push in on the bottom side. 369 is in trouble.
So we have seen this before, and we have seen 369 make it out alive, but this time TT are adding a third member to the mix, and they bring Yukao in to make sure everything goes okay.
Kind of glad they did. I didn't realize how close that was going to be, or how strong a 0-4 Graves could be in that situation, but again, I mean, 369 just getting punished to all hell, and JDG just aren't really in a position to try and answer back. You're getting some pressure on bot side, but Kanavi was on the top side, not going to be able to kind of help out on this bot lane push. Same when you look towards Yagao as well. He was already kind of in reset, so not able to push forward too much more. So honestly, TT, like, this is actually a pretty good spot for them. If they are going to try and take this game off of JDG, the fact you've got 3 kills onto this LeBlanc means Yukao can threaten sides. He can also kind of be a big factor in finding flanks onto Hope and Yagao in team fights. You've got New now, who has this Hope Breaker. He's going to be really difficult for 369 to deal with in the side lane. So all in all, I mean, TT, this is exactly how you kind of wanted to set yourselves up at this stage.
By the way, you said the magical trigger words. How many complaints about Hullbreaker do you think we'll get for new building in this time?
I like Hullbreaker.
I do too. Well, it's because we're in 12.4, right?
Sorry. I dislike Hullbreaker as an item. I like to pick up here from you. Look, if you've got the opportunity to abuse a busted item, like the fact that this is a split push oriented. So to give you an idea, all right, you know the way we see Hope probably going to build a rapid fire.
Yep.
You get a 117% gold efficiency from rapid fire. You get a 117% gold efficiency from Hullbreaker when you're in team fights. You get a 190% gold efficiency from Hullbreaker when you're separated. Why would you not build this up?
It is, it's interesting. It's just the difference in patches is always so interesting because everybody's always so confused why they're still seeing the item. Meanwhile, mid lane, a little bit of confusion there for SouthWind. He takes a paddle star to the base. JDG do back away as the rest of TT coming up strong. That's a cleanse from Yagao, but that was way overextended from Chieftain. And now Chieftain has to use the Crescent Guard away. Missing is in some trouble here himself, but now 369 coming in. Yagao gets away, so does Chieftain. The Dark Passage is clutch. Collateral damage, not enough, and everything is just being blown up right now. Here comes the Mega Death Rocket.
Give me the rockets!
It does not hit anybody.
I mean, good safety precautions there from TT. Everyone scatters to the wind, and nobody in a position underneath that tower, so won't be able to connect. But does give that time to New in that top side. Hullbreaker Gnar being left alone is a bit scary, and when JDG didn't really get anything out of that mid lane play, I mean, that's just a win for TT.
It is indeed, which, you know, so far in the series has been a bit few and far between, but here in this game particularly, it is that different performance that we wanted. A little bit more priority for Yagao. Mobility for Yagao means that he is 3-0 in this one. Much different than the Syndra game last time.
And even just the opportunity for the side lane pressure from TT is going to be tough for JDG to deal with. Yagao doesn't really want to be in a side lane. Oh my Jesus!
Okay, it's 16 minutes and 40 seconds in, and Puff doesn't exist.
What just happened?
You know, item spikes, Dagda. I don't know if you know analysis or analytics or anything, okay? I'll have to help you with that one, but I see big items. I see big damage.
I see wood item.
That's what that's a big item, though. It's a Lumens.
That is insane. But here we go, Chieftain.
Oh my God, Chieftain has to use the Crescent Guard again. Missing is actually the one in some trouble, and Catfish tonight for dinner for TT. As New does not utilize the Mega Gnar ulti, does just utilize his body, though, up in front for TT.
Yagao still fishing here on the sides to see if he can try and look for something, but TT, even when they're, you know, falling behind a little bit, good opportunity to find that moment.
Yagao wants to find that moment on the Hope, but doesn't find it just yet. Collateral damage to the Puff.
Oh, no, Puff!
They really just want to kill Puff. That's all, apparently. Yagao is a damage dealer and a troublemaker for TT, though. And the JDG have to back away from their tier 2 tower, outer tower, rather, in the mid lane.
Puff kind of the noise they're trying to make him say as he just vanishes off the map. But yeah, so Zap lands, and then this is insane. So it's not even like the bubbled up version. It's just Yagao. Oh, it's the Gale Force proc as well. I didn't spot the Gale Force the first time. I was like, Jesus, that is insane. That's just not fair. I just feel sorry for Puff.
That's the beauty of Zoe, though, and that's why you don't give this champion to Yagao. As Kanavi finding out Yagao in the jungle will catch Chieftain here. Treats it, just gotta get to the Dark Passage. Okay. Whew. Makes it out alive. Jeez.
So, JDG now, again, in mid. Trying to siege up.
So, you know, raising your point of analytics, I'm just going to be the color caster at this point because we just have action.
I don't get a chance.
You don't have anything to say. Yes. You know, JDG on soul point now, taking the outer tower in mid lane. Pressure is all theirs out of seemingly nowhere.
Yeah, look, I've been trying to work on giving a little bit more creating space to my play. I like the sound of my own voice. That's why I have the job that I have. But I've been trying to be like more cognizant of when fights are going to kick off, so I'm not like stepping on your toes. And it feels like to me, every time I look at the minimap, I'm just like, oh, there's a scrap about to happen. I'm just going to kind of play by play where people are moving to let you have your moment in the spotlight. But we do have teams backing away. Rift Tower's on top side, but TT have committed towards the spot lane with New. So waiting to see exactly if they want to fully commit for the trade here. Like, you imagine JDG, at least with the way they disappeared into that top side jungle, are on the Rift Herald. So I wouldn't be surprised to see you and Chiefs trying to set up a dive here. They're even bringing Yagao down.
They are. Still, though, I will say, Pump and SouthWind nowhere to be found over here, but TT don't matter. 369 goes down, and guess who picks up the kill? A fourth one for Mr. Yagao.
And JDG aren't able to trade it because they didn't actually go for the Rift Herald, because there's no time to kind of move up into that top lane, especially 20 minutes hit, and we get the transition over to Baron. So in that play, TT kind of just get to do it without much of a response from JDG. JDG now trying to mount an offense in the jungle.
They are. Kanavi's been ever the aggressor here and missing with those beautiful abyssal dives. Dark Passage, not enough because you get gobbled up, my friend, and Missing gets the kill.
Missing able to just about get that Dark
No,
Passage.
Yagao! Okay, gets out. Ooh.
I think here, though, the reset coming through from New has kind of put a bit of a wrench in the works for TT. They got the pick, but now it's JDG with the tempo advantage. They're the ones pushing in. You can see Puff trying to reset in the mid lane to join his team, but Tower already gone, and now 369 going to be able to get that push in mid and start to get this game back in JDG's favor.
And honestly felt like it was very neck and neck, but now, you know, thinking back on it a little bit, JDG definitely been in the driver's seat for a majority of this one, especially around the movement in the map itself. The thing for me, though, do you look at these score lines, man? It's 8-8. It is chaos. And yes, it's only about 1.6k goalie for JDG, but it's like the 0-5 369 Graves who's still taking 2v1s. You got Kanavi on the Trundle, 4-1. Yagao on the other side is 4-0. Remember that we wanted to see pick it up in the second game. It just feels all over the place, but feels right at the same time.
It's the 3 dragons that are available for JDG. It's the priority mid that lets JDG get into river. For this dragon in 30 seconds, that is the problem, and TT know it. That's why you got Yagao here trying to see if you can fish for anything in this mid lane.
Now he's just being the ever annoying Trundle, throwing up the pillar of filth as often as possible. Here comes Yagao onto Hope, but Hope is the priority here as Yagao backs away immediately. Here comes the Mega Death Rocket on Chieftain. Chieftain needs to be careful. Abyssal Dive for Missing. SouthWind in very, very low health bar territory here, but it's just poking for JDG to go get this Infernal Soul for themselves. This is a nail in the coffin if TT don't do anything about it. Their response, go for Baron.
I mean, you got to do something. Red, white, 4 buff means that they can actually shred through this. Even you as well could be able to do a lot, but look at where JDG are.
They found Kanavi. He steps up and he will die. Dragon goes over to 369, soloing it though. So Soul has been achieved by JDG. And all they got to do here now is poke. There is no way that TT start up Baron with their health bars the way they are and make it out alive.
Now that's why they can see TT try to see if they can fish for something with Yagao, but not able to connect, which means TT back away. So Soul, for Kanavi's life, they will take that trade on JDG's side. And again, this just gives so much more credence to like Yagao in these fights. The poke that can come through from Hope. I mean, Yagao has gone for the Banshee's Veil, and I'm still not sure that he's not just going to be able to one-shot whoever he walks into.
Can I please see like the team like invest some resources and give Kanavi enough gold to get a GA if they're just gonna have him keep walking into the bushes and checking them for them? Like I feel bad for the guy at this point. He was 4-0. Like he would literally be unkilled right now if things weren't that way. But obviously, you know, because of those couple deaths for Kanavi, that is how JDG have come out on top.
Still, this is where JDG needed. That's why Kanavi has the build he has, you know? Going for the randomins. This guy knows he just needs to be pure tank, pure front line. And
literally, oh my god, it was literally just a sleepy trouble bubble and a Mega Death Rocket. That's it.
Sorry, just only in League of Legends can like a Super Mega Death Rocket be only an issue. But here we go.
Oh goodness, the Sleepy Trouble bubbles are connecting like crazy here, and the damage is connecting out of the mid lane tower, tier 2. Oh! Oh my god! Again! Again and again and again and again and again! Jesus!
Oh, he's just squeaky clean as our toothpaste. And now, moving in underneath the tower, JDG feel like they can siege up. 369 not here, and you,
Look at
Dirty
this. Look at
Mega
the flank.
on the flank.
Oh, but Yagao has found. He already pops the Sleepy Trouble bubble on him, and here comes JDG. But the flank is there from TT. They don't get the Mega Gnar exactly how they want it. And now they're having to run away. JDG just too strong. Chieftain Pillar built out to the side, and Yagao gets the kill.
Yagao picks up one more. Valiant effort from New, does get the 2-man Gnar, but JDG, they're just, despite the gold lead, too far ahead. I mean, the big difference is actually going to be the gold on New. So when you look at these team fights where New isn't a part of it, the rest of JDG are actually super far ahead. So they're just able to continue forward. I mean, look at the items that we already see across the board, like Infinity Edge nearly done for Jinx, Yagao flying on ahead, and Trouble Bubble lands. He just manages to just about nab this Gale Force as well, which just sets up beautifully here.
Oh, man. Poor
There it is again, yeah.
Oh, goodness. And, like, it's like insult to injury because they also have Infernal Soul.
Yeah, it just makes it so much worse. And look, I really like this for New. Like, the 2-man Gnar gets the kill there for Yukal, but there just isn't enough follow-up. Kanavi's too strong. You don't have the consistent damage from your AD carry. And New is kind of running for the hills, so there's just nothing left in the tank for these guys.
Yep, there is not. But what's crazy is you look at the score line, you look at the top of the screen there on your computer, and it's 10 to 10. Only a couple thousand gold in the lead for JDG, but it does not tail the tail of the take. Mega Gnar ulti does come out from New just to try to catch out 369 with Yukal on the flank.
Yeah, I think they may have spotted LeBlanc there, so yeah, she will get spot on this ward as well. So maybe JDG consider starting this up, but they're just thinking, hey, look, Yagao, we're going to keep popping away at this top lane turret, get some more gold, get some more vision control up here, and like someone trying to face check Yagao is just going to be about it.
It absolutely is. Although I feel like face checking has been the name of the game here for JDG as they do TP in the bottom lane with Yagao. New does have his Mega Gnar almost available. They were just trying to peel off, though. Yukal, be careful. He is surrounded by JDG members. Or is it JDG that's surrounded by TT? No, it's Yukal that's surrounded by he does go down afterwards. And now you have the flank from 369. Oh, no! The Wombo combo missing dies. He is now missing in the fight, but it doesn't matter. JDG have found it yet again. The beautiful timing from Hope gets him excited. It's 2 for the ADC. Let's make it 3. The Mega Death Rocket is not available to finish off New under tower here, but Yagao wants to make it so. It's still 4 for 1 for JDG, and it's looking like all she wrote for TT as JDG pushed for the berth to playoffs.
JDG in 2-0 fashion will lock themselves into playoffs. New will stand in front of the base, but there's nothing he can do.
They have their eyes set on one thing and one thing only, and that is spring playoffs, baby. JDG, welcome to the postseason.
And it's been a long time coming for JDG. A team in summer 2021 finishing in 12th. People thought that the kind of the dream, the ride for JDG was over. But coming back now, 369 joining the team. Hope stepping up to the roster. This JDG now will find themselves pushing further into the playoffs. And the real question is not whether they were going to get there, but just how far they can go in.